Welcome back, hot dogs and donuts. Shout out to y'all, either a hot dog or you're a donut, so go nuts. It's like that for me today. It's Super Saturday. Welcome back. Y'all know how we do over here. We got more videos to talk about, especially Dragon Ball. You know how we do. We gonna flip the camera around and get straight to it, cause I can talk all day, but hell, these Dragon Balls ain't gonna find themselves.
Hello, monkey. I heard you like to fight, but never let an enemy out of your sight. 20 fool I go with him to face our might. The Frieza force will knock you out like a light. Your son Gohan the only one to get your hand-me-downs. Vegeta at a pity party with his tears out. This here was a weird case, why was he around? Certified Super Saiyan, certified imbecile. Frieza, fuck him up. I might do my stuff. Why are you fighting like a bitch? Are you hungry? Fight with all your might, but you're still a filthy monkey!
Fans of Super Saiyan 4, both old and new, pick up your then, now, forever merchandise right now in the Geekdom 101 store. Comes in various sizes and styles and different colors. Tons of colors. You can get a t-shirt, you can get a long sleeve shirt, a hoodie, many different varieties, whatever you think looks best on you, to commemorate the return of Super Saiyan 4, one of the most beloved forms in history. The link is in the description. Get yours today. So it is May 9th, and that is, of course, Goku Day. And there's some pretty interesting timing on this. This wasn't done on purpose, completely just coincidental, but Dragon Ball Daima Episode 18 English dub premiered today on Crunchyroll, and it's going to be on the other streaming services, I'm sure, shortly after. And I wanted to give you guys my thoughts, my review on Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the scene, how it was done in the dub, kind of give my little opinion on the dub and how the script was, and really, I was curious from the very beginning when episode 18 aired back in February. I sent the clip to Stephanie Nadolny, and I was like, you're going to get to do this, which is Super Saiyan 4. You know, Stephanie has never done Super Saiyan 4 before because she always voiced the younger Gokus. But Dragon Ball Daima introduced the kid version of Super Saiyan 4, so I was curious, how are they going to do this? How is Stephanie going to perform this Goku? Will they add like a voice modulator or an echo? Is she gonna like change the way she does Goku's voice? I was really curious, and I was waiting until today so I could actually hear it because episode 18 is now on Crunchyroll. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't really watch that many dubs, or maybe you just stick to one language, in case you don't know, you just go to your Crunchyroll app, you go to Daima episode 18, and then you click where it says the little gear. It'll say audio Japanese, and then you hit the button, switch it over to English, and that's how you get to hear it dubbed. I'm pretty sure most of you already figured that out, but I'm still trying to help those who might not. Also, please be aware that the English dub episodes drop around 4:30 p.m. Eastern, right around then, so it's more closer to the afternoon, evening than mornings, how it was for the Japanese. But pretty soon the series will be available in both languages to watch the entire way through. Anyways, the Nadolny Super Saiyan 4 scene. When Neva unlocks the power of Super Saiyan 4 from within Goku's biology, how did she do? Well, I'm thankful that they didn't use any kind of auto tune or anything like that. You know, sometimes they will do that, like for Ultra Instinct and Super, they used, like, Sean Schemmel had brought like a special mic to do that recording. Here, it pretty much just sounded like Angry Goku. Now, it wasn't quite like Angry Gohan from the Cell games. A lot of it, because Goku in Super Saiyan 4 Mini doesn't have that much dialogue. There's a few lines here and there. Nothing really that, like, long, not big paragraphs or anything. So she basically just played Goku up as being very feral, very primal. It was still the familiar voice of Goku that she's done since, you know, the 2000s. Like, it's the same thing, but just more grovelly, a darker kind of tone to it, and that's pretty much what it was. That's the way it was played up by Nozawa, and that's the way that Nadolny delivered the line. When it comes to the script, from what I saw, the script seemed fine. There were, you know, obviously some liberties taken with some of the phrasing of things. And I do love how the English dub has adopted the word ki. Back in the days of Dragon Ball Z, the word ki was almost never used. It was always replaced with energy. And ultimately, energy and ki are the same thing. Like, it's not like energy is a mistranslation of ki. But when you hear an anime and you hear a character say ki or chi, if it's the Chinese approximation, it makes it sound more authentic, and it makes it sound like it's more mystical, you know what I mean? Like, almost like this foreign art, instead of just being energy, you know? And of course, the key thing has brought a lot of confusion to people throughout the years, because the spirit bomb, because it's a Genki Dama, not just the ki, it's health energy, not regular energy. People get confused about that. They don't know that the energy Goku's gathering from the plants and the people is not just regular energy, it's health energy. And that's something that, unfortunately, there's no way to really fix that at this point. People just have to figure it out, or watch a video, or just learn what Genki means. But I do like they're using the word ki more. I also want to put over Paul Castro, his Vegeta. I mean, he got the mannerisms down. Like, I'm going to ask him how many tapes of Sabbath this guy watched, because he channels a little bit of Sabbath from Z, a little bit of Sabbath from Kai. Like, you could tell he really studied and he's great. I mean, he's wonderful. And it's a shame because, as many of you will remember, Dragon Ball Daima Episode 18 is the end of the kid version of the story, because with Episode 19, it starts with them becoming adults again. Therefore, Sean Schemmel, Chris Sabat will resume their roles as Goku and Vegeta, and they're going to bring back all the actors that voiced them in the older shows to voice the adult versions. So, this is not only the end of this new crop of actors. I really hope they had a party down there at Crunchyroll at Funimation. But something that might mean something to some of you guys who are fans of Stephanie, this could actually be her swan song, not just playing Goku, but in Dragon Ball. Like, the fact that she even came back to voice Goku in Daima was a decision that I believe was made by the director Jonathan Rigg, who I think's done a pretty good job with Dragon Ball Daima. It's not being directed the same way the other shows were. It's being done by Jonathan Rigg, and I'm pretty sure that he brought Stephanie back. It was his call. And we never thought, and I say we as in Stephanie, myself, many of you, that she would ever come back. You know, she's been replaced by Colleen Klinkenbeard. There's some controversy behind that. I'm not going to get into it here. I did a whole interview with Stephanie. She talks about it there. But this could be the last time that Stephanie voices Goku ever again, because Daima's gonna end with them being adults, and outside of the video game, she could do Goku in the video games. That's probably gonna stay, but she may never voice Goku again. I mean, maybe if they ever do another like movie where it takes place in the past and Goku's a kid, or if they figure out a way to bring back Kid Goku into an anime or movie, maybe with a flashback, I could see her come back for that. But for all intents and purposes, this is the final performance of Stephanie Nadolny as Goku, and it was the Super Saiyan 4 sequence on Goku Day. So I hope that she had a thrill recording this. I hope that she I really do hope that everything went the way she wanted. I hope the fans are happy with this, fans of hers, and people that have been wanting her to come back, because this is it. I mean, unless there's another story with Kid Goku in the future, outside of the video games, she may not come back to voice Goku ever again. And that's, it's unfortunate, but at least she got to come back and do this. At least. So, the episode's on Crunchyroll now. If you want to check it out dubbed, check out the other performances too. I totally love Tom Laughlin as Goma. He is, talk about capturing the spirit of this character. Listening to Tom Laughlin play Goma reminds me of the first time that I heard Ian Sinclair play Whis. No, the voice is not identical to the Japanese, but it's so close as far as capturing the essence of what that character is, the energy of that character, the aura of that character. Same thing with Jason Douglas's Beerus. Like, no, their voices are not the same as the Japanese. It's kind of hard to replicate it so close. It's almost impossible, but they capture the character and they fit the character. And ultimately, that's the most important thing. As long as the dub has a good script, is accurate, and they can hit the character beats correctly, to me, that's a good dub. It's not that hard to please. My criticisms of the old dub is because they changed so many things that didn't need to be changed. But in this era of Daima, with guys like Jonathan Rigg doing it, hey, man, it's a better product than what we got before. Anyways,
Well, shout out to the kid voices, because that's important that they actually do at least change the voice actors. Like, hold on, we got a kid Goku and an adult Goku. Sean's not gonna be voicing the kid Goku, so shout out to Sean. But as far as the kid one, hell, I'm glad they got somebody doing it that's actually established as a character doing it. You see what I'm saying? So they chose somebody that was already replaced. But they was like, we replaced him with somebody that sucks. So we'll get the actual better voice actor to come do it for Dima, which was what Dima was. It was high quality work. And a setup for what's to come in Dragon Ball as soon as they do get all their little legal side issues figured out and do come back from their, as they say, hiatus. Shouts out to that hiatus, though, because hell, ain't nobody coming.
What did you think about Stephanie's performance? If you've heard it yet, if not, listen to it. Come back to the video, hear the rest of my thoughts, and leave a comment. Let me know. Remember to take care of yourself. I'll catch you soon.
Complet from the World Tournament. After that, we were introduced to some Fist of the North Star bandits that got lost and found their way to Dragon Ball. Now, this one introduces something interesting. If you know anything about Sun Wukong, the character Goku is based on, you know he has 3 iconic tools. Goku has 2 of the 3 tools, but Toriyama never introduced the 3rd, that tool being the sealing gourd. Here, it has the power to seal someone if they don't answer when their name is called. After being sealed, they're turned into a liquid that if someone drinks, they can steal the sealed person's power. Kinda OP, huh? Luckily, Goku is able to avoid being converted with the power pole, and turns the gourd on its owners. Goku lets the villagers keep the gourd. Shame he couldn't keep it, as this is filler. But it's not really his style to use something like that anyway. The bandits are no match for Goku, but but assuming they've been using the gourd for a while, they're probably pretty strong. So, let's give them 67 and 73. Now...
Ultra Ego Vegeta is finally moving closer to the anime. At Puerto Rico Comic-Con, Christopher Sabat, the voice of Vegeta, gave fans a first real taste of what is coming. During a panel, he performed one of Vegeta's strongest lines from the Dragon Ball Super manga. Right before Vegeta unleashes his full strength against Granola, he delivers this line.
Oh man, it looks like my favorite line is going to have to be, something along the lines, because I don't know what it's going to be in the dub version. Yeah. But it would be, Kakarot's body may have a mind of its own, but me, I'm all ego.
Hearing those words in Vegeta's real voice changes everything. The energy, the tone, the weight behind it. Ultra Ego is no longer just panels in a manga. It is becoming real. The wait is almost over.
Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of Unrelent Gaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right?
I already joined this Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the domino, and you're laughing. Do you realize the fucking crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Now, although with this overall situation having to seem as though it now has our heroes backed into a corner with no means of escaping, so as long as our unity stands, will our willpower along with our determination keep us from being destroyed and turning things around against these demons permanently?
As our story now continues back within Universe 7 with our heroes trying to desperately come up with a strategy and having to counter against the Dark Masters, to which with both Goku and Vegeta now finding themselves back to back and having to face off against both Gira and Jogo, was when Goku then went on to further address Vegeta by responding, "While I'm not really sure on what to go and make of this strategy of yours that you have in mind here, Vegeta, however, if there is one thing that I am certain of here, it's that we'll need to go and stick together if they go and try to attack us, so that way we can go and maximize our efforts in using more of a team-based approach rather than simply go and use a single-based approach instead. But you say that you were able to go and sense it then too, don't you? For I was right to have went and picked up on the fact that they are constantly shifting back and forth by using the demon realm itself as a means of an energy source of some kind. But what exactly is your plan here, Vegeta? Because I know that you are up to something as I can feel it within your spirit, and so now what exactly do you have in mind here? Because you better go and make it fast before these two are given the chance to go and try to attack us, with Vegeta responding, "Well, aside from sticking and moving as a unit and making sure that these two don't try and zap us both out of whatever power we have left wide open on the surface out here against them, I have been looking into and studying their ancient techniques along with reading into how to channel and use the demon realm's very own dark energy against its native creatures, but the idea itself might end up taking me a minute or two to successfully go and pull this off in time, and so I'll need for you to go and stand by and watch my back in the meantime while I go and try to attempt this and having to pull this off with succession, Kakarot. Because you and I both know that we cannot continue to allow for these demons to go and jump in and out between our worlds like this. And so the longer they are given the opportunity to breathe, will it only make matters worse for us in the long run if they don't wind up coming back even stronger than how they are right now, with the Dark Master Jogo then having to address the Saiyans by responding. And just what exactly could the two of you possibly be whispering about over there? Because unless it just so happens to involve anything other than having you both accept your demise in the name of Lord Raijin, then there is nothing that the two of you could possibly hope to come up with over there that will actually go and work against us here, and you know it, Saiyans. And so now go ahead and get any last words that either one of you may have for the other out of the way, because this is where we draw the line in battle against you both, and as we look to hereby go and put an end to your struggles, so that way we may go and finally honor Lord Rai. But then, it was only from within those very moments now, out of nowhere, with the Angel Whis being shown having to finally make his re-entry and having to step on in and having to be shown kicking Jogo away, was when the Angel Whis went on to further address Jogo by then responding, "That's quite enough, for you and your kind have went and caused too much damage as it is, and since both you, along with your armies, have now officially blurred the lines between the demon realm and the very multiverse itself through your twisted and vile corruption over them, the laws in which just so happen to prohibit and bind us angels has now officially been lifted, which only now means that you will also be dealing with me here now in battle as well, creature," with the wounded Gohan being shown lifting his head by responding, I knew that he would go and be here, and just in time to go and help us even the playing field out here against those monsters too. And what better timing in having you finally arrive to go ahead. Fair warning that the situation involving these demons is unfortunately now far worse than it was ever shown having to be before just a few hours ago, and so we are to all go and engage and do what we must in order to carry out our plans in fighting to defend the multiverse at all costs before it is too late. And this means in also having us angels enact our duties in breaking our code once more for the sake of doing what is right. And so now that I am here, Whis continues, I return to you all with enough confidence to say that if we don't go and take care of these creatures and are to allow for them to somehow escape, Whis adds, then I'm afraid that we will fall victim to their ultimate plan, which is why we are here to stand together in finishing this before we are to go and reach the point of no return, with Gira having to then chime in, "Damn that angel, and just where the heck did he just go and spawn in like this from out of nowhere from? For our plans are now under serious danger, especially with Whis being here to defend these mortals alongside his god of destruction, and so we will go and need to be able to come up with an entirely new plan before it is too late." Wait a second, and just what exactly is he holding over there within his hand, Gira questions? For could that truly go and be as to what I think that it might be? Because if it just so happens to be one of those 3 cubes that Lord Raijin is looking for, then, oh, but of course, for we must go and warn Lord Raijin of its current whereabouts immediately. Curse these angels attendees and their blind loyalty in wanting to go and defend these mortal rodents, Jogo adds. For we mustn't now go and leave this up to chance and fight this angel, since even with our combined efforts, we still wouldn't go and come close in being any sort of match against them, and so we must leave this for Lord Raijin to go and handle, since he is by and large far more powerful than any of these angels, and so we must retreat and retreat now, as we are not fully prepared yet and having to go and face off against the angels without having Lord Raijin here present with us in the meantime. And so now hurry and let us all fall back within the demon realm and assembling more warriors to go and join us, along with siphoning off more power to go and feed us before we are to go and return in facing such dangers. But then, it was only just from out of nowhere now on the battlefield right next to Meki Myro, as an unknown vortex was then beginning to swirl under Garlock and having to pull him down, was when the elite demon Meki Myro then went on to further respond, "Yes, of course, hurry now, us too then, Garlock, for it would be wise for us to go and avoid conflict against any of these known angel warriors before further actions could be shown being carried out by said angels." And so now, wait a second, and just what is that? This sudden and strange whirlpool of dark and twisted energy is Is that yours, Garlock? For what is that? With the surprised Garlock being shown responding, I do not know on what this sudden vortex of dark energy is or where it came from, but this doesn't appear to come from the demon realm here either, and so I can't seem to push back against it, Garlock continues, for it appears to be attempting to try and drag me down beneath its depths, and so I can't seem to be able to use my power along with my magic to try and fight back against it, as I am unable to move and do anything to escape Mekimaru, as its influence appears to also stem from a place that only seems to go very far beyond our own demon realm now here too. And just what do you mean by having to sense this rift being something that goes far beyond the demon realm, Garlock? Mekimaru went on to then further question, and as you should hurry and go and fight your way out of it and break free from this strange vortex and help me complete the mission at hand right now, with Garlock responding, I can't. The force of this strange vortex is making it very difficult for me to respond to its pull, and while I cannot attempt to fight back against it, nor could I go and find a way on how to break myself free, I can't move, with Gira then having to chime in, and just where in the world did that sudden and unknown vortex just spawn from? For its energy signature is unlike anything that I have ever witnessed before aside from Lord Raijin's very own inner nature itself, but how and where does it lead? Gira went on to then further question, as these worms from the 7th couldn't have possibly conjured up such a sudden and unknown bottomless pit like this from out of nowhere now, did they? With Garlock continuing, as the very place of wherever this vortex is seemingly having to take me is unknown, I can't do anything about it to go and break free. And so help me, Dark Lords, help me, as I do not seem to know on where this plans on taking me, as the source of its very signal seems to also be unknown. And so now please, do not allow for this unknown vortex to go and take me, Dark Lords. Help me before it's too late. But then, it was only just upon with Garlock having to plead for anyone to save him as he suddenly went vanishing down beneath the ground was when Mekimaru then went on to respond, but I don't understand on how this could be. Oh, damn it, he's gone, Dark Lords, for I cannot go and detect Garlock's energy signature anywhere. And as with these Saiyans now finding themselves and having to be assisted by that rotten angel Whis and having to go and try to gain the upper hand here against us, unless we are to somehow go and find a way to go and get rid of that rotten angel, then we cannot possibly hope to win like this without the aid of Lord Raijin here to help us, with Jogo responding, oh, this is just bad, because if we would have went and known that Universe 7's angel would go and show his face as quickly as he just did, then we would have simply had went and ended this long before his arrival, as we should have been more careful in having to first finish these creatures off before he went and had arrived here, for we are to ensure that our Legion can still remain within the realms of our control, and so we are hereby left with no other choice than to do what we must, Jogo continues, since the tide here between us with that angel having to suddenly arrive here has now shifted within the mortal's favor drastically.
And that's only technically because well, your boy Whis can actually heal everybody instantly. Tap the damn staff. Shout out to being an angel. And he actually permitted to use his power to full fucking abilities besides being commanded by Beerus, because since he's back in the presence of Beerus, Beerus can tell Whis to do whatever the fuck Beerus wants him to do, and Whis is like, well, I was ordered by Lord Beerus to do such and such, which is why guys get erased when they give their angels bullshit orders. Well, you don't have the power yourself, Beerus, but hell, Whis is right there, and he does. He'll since they all tapped into the demon realm, you see what I'm saying? Make sure their energy bars stay full. That way they can keep fighting. Most important part about that, hell, keeping the fight going. If the demons is using the cheat code to where they got infinite stamina and infinite energy, then the next thing you got to do is what? Increase your stamina and energy, or have the guy that can instantly heal everything. Like, I could just restore you to full power. Boom. And then since you're, getting down through there, like, well, shit, if you get your energy bar so low, that counts as a near-death experience. Guess what? You're saying Zenkai. Boom. Keep it going.
And because of this, we must be smart with how and what we choose to go and do now moving forward, especially with Whis here and having to further aid them in battle. And so now hurry, Gira! Hurry while there is still a chance for us to go and retreat, for we must hurry back and forge a new plan of attack while we still can, whilst also informing Lord Raijin about the current situation at hand. And so now let's go! Oh, hold on, wait for me as well, Lord Jogo, Zoro went on to then quickly shout, for you mustn't go and take off without me and having to leave me behind to go and deal with these creatures all by myself now, and so wait. But then, it was just within the nick of time as Beast Gohan went as far as to get in the way and having to kick Zoro down onto the ground was when Gohan then went on to further shout, "Oh no, you don't, especially not after everything it was that you had just said. Am I going to go and allow for you to go and simply run away here, demon? Then so you better go and brace yourself for the inevitable fast, cause I'm not going to go and let you out of my sights until you go and pay for everything it was that you had said and done to me, demon. I must go and hurry because whatever happens with the other demons," Gira continues, "will not go unpunished by the time we are to go and make our return with Lord Raijin here. Will be able to safeguard our agenda and for having to go and make sure strong enough and with greater numbers and having to go and come back here again. And so wait, the portal, it's blocked, Gira questions? But how could that possibly be, as none of my dimensional portals was ever shown having to block my entry point in or around and having to use it? And so now how could this possibly be? For there appears to be another energy source that has blocked me from traveling throughout dimensions, but who could have done this? Wait, unless with Primal Blue Evolution Vegeta being shown having to address Gira by then responding, just where exactly do you think you're going in a hurry there, demon? Trying to go and run back to your little world of shadows again, just like the rest of your Twisted Legion now, are you? Well, not this time you won't, because I know all about your secret little dark techniques that you've been using in channeling the essence of the very demon realm itself like some kind of a power grid to amplify your power. And since I was also able to read more into how you demons tend to operate in drawing upon the demon realm itself in order to further amplify your magic along with your own power, I was able to go and craft up a little dark technique of my very own by using my very own power along with the power of an aid to go and further fuel my energy, as well as also being able to go and tap into the demon realm's essence myself. And since I am now able to fully understand on just how cunning and just how tricky you demons can truly be by secretly using outside energy to further strengthen your resolve here against us, without it, you are hereby left helpless before having to rely on your Dark King and ever hoping to go and stand a chance in coming close enough to actually go and destroy us. And while the concept of your magic along with your secret dark techniques are still very foreign to me by nature, Vegeta continues, it'll only be a matter of time before I go and find a way to go and turn your own dimension of existence against you. And since you haven't went and figured it all out by now, I want you to go and take a little bit of a closer look, Gira. For not only am I currently forging and using my very own energy along with drawing upon the demon realm's essence and having to use it now against you, but I want you to go and take a look on down and having a little bit of a closer look below you and having to go and see the secondary source of energy that I am currently being fueled by, which you don't hope to ever go and stand the chance having a counter against. Which it was only surprisingly enough now from below as Ultra Instinct Beerus was shown being the one responsible and further having to amplify Vegeta's energy and stopping Gira in her place was when Beerus went on to further respond, "That's right, demon, or did you really think that I was truly going to allow for you little worms to on..."
See, this is how you know an A student's writing this, because he's actually using this teacher to amp the student mid-fight. Like, hey, what never do? I'm gonna put you in Super Saiyan 4 now. What Beerus do? I'm gonna help you with the power of destruction that I have. And it's gonna be a tag team combo on her ass. Goku just sitting back watching like, God damn, he just combo with Beerus. Beerus is on that bullshit because Beerus just came in and helped Vegeta put in that work. Like Vegeta already was ready to go, but he was like, shit, I got that dude with me. He got that. What did he say? Hey, we finna fuck. Well, I mistitled the video because the actual video title is "In the Dark Master Gear, Vegeta's New Technique." But I just titled the video "Vegeta's New Technique" because he's finna put in that work. I didn't want to spoil it while I was spoiling it. You know, well, if I did spoil it for you, hell, y'all had all week to watch it. Shouts out to the big homie. He got his episodes coming out on Mondays, which means I gotta wait all the way till Saturday before I do my review. Cause that's when I do them. You dig? So hell, he has an inconsistent posting schedule over here on YouTube because he posts the YouTube videos whenever he feels like it. But you get the video whenever it's available if you go to his Patreon. So, you know, shout out to the membership perks over there. I'm glad he's got that set up because that makes it easier for me to set mine up with the buy me a coffee. So, you know, as soon as I get a couple members over there, we can actually set up whenever I record or if I have a live. You see what I'm saying? We like going live on Saturdays, but we could also do pre-record when the video drop day type shit for the members. But you know, that's membership perks. And if you don't like monetized YouTube content, this is why you get it for free on Saturdays. You dig? Make sure you click the Rumble link because it's available somewhere in a video. Probably not this one because I ain't got my other phone today. So shit happens though. You dig? We still gonna make it do what it do.
Honestly, go and get the best of us without going and having me and my mortals come prepared for your arrival, just in case you went and actually had made it, Beerus questions. And as I went and tried to warn you fools that this wasn't going to end well for you, and well, was I wrong? With a desperate Gira being shown attempting to open yet another portal by them responding, no, 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 I cannot be forced in being trapped within this universe alone while having to deal with these creatures all by myself. And so there must be a way for me to go and break through. There just has to be, and I won't stop until I find it. But then, it was just from out of nowhere now before Gira, as Whis went on to make his presence known by teleporting directly in front of her, was when Whis went on to then quickly respond. And I'm afraid that you will not be so quick to go and leave this universe, especially not after all of the damage that you and your fellow demons have caused throughout the multiverse, which is unfortunately why you must be held accountable for having you go and pay for your actions here, Dark Lord. But then, it was only just from out of nowhere with Ultra Instant Goku shown having to make his way in doing onto Gira the exact same way as to how Gira had done onto Goku when he was left trapped and having to battle against the demons within the demon realm prior, was when Goku then went on to further address Gira by responding, and while I tried warning you several times over and having to remind...
Oh, so this is also good story writing because the team has officially initiated jump jutsu. You see what I'm saying? Goku done hopped in there. He was sitting on the sideline just watching, like, damn, Vegeta, I see what you doing. You over here using some forbidden technique shit. I appreciate that. Then you came in with the combo with Lord Beers. That's major points right there. You dig? Let me get back active because I ain't just gonna be sitting over here letting y'all tell the whole story later on like this ain't my show. It's the Goku Vegeta show these days, but hell, you also have good characters out here. When you write them well, you ain't got to worry about not writing them well. You dig?
You that this wasn't going to end well if you continue to go down this path and waging war against us. Let me go and be the first now to go and pay you back, since I'm sure that you don't seem to like it very much when the numbers along with the odds here are seemingly stacked against you, just like it was when you had went and stacked them all against me within the demon realm, Goku continues. And on top of it all, just as a way to go and pay you back, this one's for Kibi along with every other demon that you had went and forced to fight on your behalf that went against their own will, Gira. Oh, curse them, as I cannot seem to be able to bypass Vegeta's counterattack in breaking his seal in order to go and make my way back into the demon realm. And without my ability to go and do so, then I'll be helpless to go and try to make a difference out here against these creatures, which is why I must go and try to find my way back and fast. The damaged Gira went on to then say to herself, as we should have been more careful.
Now, see, on a skill based level, Vegeta's actually gonna be better coming up here because that's what his destructive powers are more gonna be based upon. It's his skill at destroying things, and one of his energy manipulation techniques he already learned, aka spirit fission, is gonna be what he should be delved more into. Because, like I said, our favorite D student was a D student. You see what I'm saying? He'd half-ass know how to use shit because he was a D student. I mean, he was using A1 product, aka Journey into the West, to base his story upon, but then how he was writing his own story, he was a D student. So this is why y'all see where the story was good, but then his editors had to make it a little bit better because he was only a D student. Okay, you turned in a D paper. Yeah, we're gonna not let you just end it there. So it's gonna be more than what you want. Here's how we're gonna fix what you was lacking. That's why he didn't like his editors. They was actually helping him write a better story. Hey, shouts out to what he was doing though. What he did was it was good enough, but it's the other people that had to put in because they knew he was a D student. All right, you got a good product, but you're a fucking D student. You see what I'm saying? So if we actually max this out with other people's input, which is the networking and communication parts of working with other people, you see what I'm saying? Other people are gonna do things that you're not good at doing, right? Hopefully, because that's the basis of being a boss. You can find the employees to put in the work. Well, let's see. It was my idea to get this shit up and going, so I started the LLC and blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, I'm hiring people, and then the next thing you know, I got business funding, and then hell, I got more employees. Because guess what? More people working for you, the more goals you can get done. You dig? You ain't got to fight every battle, but you got to make sure all the wins come in your category, right? Hey, it's that easy. But hey, let's see. Yeah, she got Goku tagged in. He's straight like, nah, y'all was jump jutsu and me, so we ain't even gonna not play that game with y'all since yeah, we back on top now.
Careful in having to go and reconsider on what these worms would go and be capable of and using out here against us, but we weren't, and for good enough reason too, as I must hurry and try and regroup alongside with the other Dark Masters, and further go and call upon our Legion and having them all come here while we go and summon Lord Raijin to help us, since these little worms have went and had figured out on how to sever our siphoning connection, which we can't, but then it was only from within these very moments now itself from behind Gira as Ultra Instinct Goku made his way in and having to kick Gira directly towards Beerus was when Goku then went on to respond, and just so I can go and give you a reminder here, because this one is for going and using my DNA and creating a Shadow Demon variant of me and having me go and pay you back for getting in the way of my fight against it. That's right now, right this way, Beerus went on to proceed by sticking his arm out by responding. For you and your kind were allowed to go and sliver through the cracks of this universe for far too long, demon. And it's due to the fact of all of the damage that you have went and caused within my universe, is it only fitting for someone like myself to go and be the one to deliver your final judgment upon having to foolishly go and challenge my authority, demon, as it was clear to me since the very beginning that you demons weren't looking for a fair conflict here between us, but instead, you had been looking for something more, and now that we have discovered an opening in figuring out of a way to go and slow you demons down and expose your weaknesses for all to see, this is exactly where the game will end up changing within our favor here between us, demon. For I want all of those who stand alongside you to go and bear witness to what is about to go and happen to you, because what will end up following shortly after you are dealt with here will be exactly what they will all have coming shortly after as well. And so now here's a direct message that I want you to go and pass down onto your cowardly leader in further having to remind him, Beerus continues, of the consequences that will follow when you dare go and cross a god of destruction, demon. So now feel the full force of a power the likes of which you and your kind could only ever dream of obtaining, Dark Lord. And then so now here's a parting gift for you to always go and remember us by. Hakai, Beerus shouts, in which lo and behold, this was now it, because with the Dark Master Gira now having to be shown being vaporized by the hands of none other than Ultra Instinct Beerus, was when Beerus then went on to further continue, and it's a painful way to go now, isn't it, demon? Well, good, because let this go and serve as being a reminder that without your ability to go and draw upon the demon realm's power, and without your leader to go and
See, this is why this is peak A plus writing right here because he got rid of the female Dark Master first. He took her right on out. Had the whole team run through her too. That's crazy. Beers, that's mad work right there. Hey, somebody get a screenshot of that. You see what I'm saying? Because we gonna need that for a coming up thumbnail right there. Matter of fact, just here, you ain't gotta worry about it. I got you. I got you. Yeah. We'll zoom in right there on Beers after he put it at work. Hey, shouts out to the word Hakai, you did? Because he didn't play with her. He said, I ain't even going to sit here and be on screen beating you up. I'm just going to hit you with the words of an expert. You see what I'm saying? How do you silence her? He said, Hakai. Hey, that's classic right there. Shout out to Beers putting in that work. I appreciate that.
Keep you safe and protecting you when you find yourselves in knocking on death's front door. You will always and forever be known as being nothing more than mere foot soldiers to a far greater being and a punching bag to any god of destruction who goes and finds themselves in having to face off against you. And so now this is what you get for not only having your pathetic little minions go and ruin my day when they came here earlier, but for also thinking that you can waltz into my domain and expect to go and boss me around without having me go and have something to say about it, demon. And so now that she's gone, which one of you is the next to go? As a prideful Vegeta then went on to quickly respond, well, would you go and look at that? For it would seem as though that these Dark Masters aren't truly as invincible as they assumed for themselves to be after all then. And now that we know of a counter method in having to close these demons in and back them all into a corner by limiting their ability in accessing the demon realm as a means of fueling themselves, it'll only be a matter of time now before they wind up joining that Gira in the afterlife, and they know it. Isn't that right, Weed? With Whis responding, well, be that as it may, for now, I can't help but sense something that is rapidly beginning to approach our location, but I can't quite seem to put my finger on making out as to what this could be, as an angry beast Gohan was then shown having to address Zaru by responding, and I agree with Vegeta, because would you go and take a look at that? And so what exactly was it that you went on to mention to me earlier, Demon? Oh, that's right, Gohan continues. Something about how we wouldn't have been able to go and find a way to beat you demons, isn't that right? Well, so much for that then, because
hey, shout out to Riz, Han. Gohan always be on some shit. Quit talking and put his ass out, Gohan. See, you just be over here always looking for your monologue. Gohan would be an excellent villain because he gonna sit there and talk, jutsu your ass up out of the whole even fight. Like, hey, I mean, I know you want to stop me from doing what I'm trying to do, but here, just sit down and peek this game real quick. You see what I'm saying? That's a Riz, Han. He gonna Riz you out of the fight.
Help cut your ties to the demon realm directly and preventing you from using its energy to power and fuel you. It's time that you monsters go and get a taste of your own medicine, because now it's our turn to go and show you on what exactly we are fully capable of, demon. As it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Dark Masters, the official Murno sequel, manga chapter number 36 special, then comes to a close.
Well, actually, I'll go ahead and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something very important with our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on so much without you even knowing, because not only is the next episode already on the page, but if you want to support all of the manga content that you see and gain access to tons of exclusives along the way that range from a variety of different things, then we do encourage for you all to become members of our Patreon community today, for we will link everything down within the description box below and pinned comment section as well. Now, I will go as far as to say that although I am extremely proud in having to see you all go and take down one of the 4 Dark Masters and going as far as to level out the playing field between us, I am rather concerned, however, in having to sense something far more powerful having to rapidly make its way towards us all, as even though with the 3rd and final configuration cube within my possession, I'd be lying if I said that we are in for an extremely rude awakening if we aren't able to do what we just did here to all of those opposing demons. And because I have a bad feeling that we are in for the fight of our lives coming up, you do not want to go and miss out on what is about to happen coming up next. So we hope that you all enjoyed today's video, and before you leave, don't forget forget to give this video a thumbs up by smashing that like button on your way out, as well as also subscribing to Unreal Gaming's channel for tons of new Dragon Ball content. So with that, we thank you all so much for watching, as we'll be seeing you all again for the next one.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to Unreal Gaming? Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch. Roshi. Silent Cell. Me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch. Roshi, the fuck? God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell. And we're demonetized. Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.
You're making a big mistake. Where do you think you're going? Pity, what a waste of talent. Not today. Back off. Have it your way. A tough guy like you should be able to face the truth.
Are you okay?
Shout out to the big homie. Y'all know to go check out DJ Is. That's at DJ Is. Over here on YouTube. Then you can click his other links to go support him. Get that bag together, right? Right.
Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the garden, by the door, in the bedroom, on the floor. Remember me when you're far away. I'll always have a place for you to stay. In the middle of the night, I'm gonna be there till the morning light.
released a video recently where I made the assertion that not a single one of you could beat any Dragon Ball fighter. And the hilarious part is, the comments were flooded with people who thought that I was wrong and that they had valid answers. You're all wrong, so let's go through them. You think you can beat Chaozu in a fight? Sorry, my guy, but he can fly, psychically control your entire body, and shoot deadly Dodonpa beams that would have one-shotted Goku an arc prior. So yeah, try again. You think you can beat Ranfan or Bacterian from the World Tournament? Well, at least you're getting a bit more creative now, but still, unfortunately, both of them, despite their gimmicks, were still highly capable fighters that made their way through the preliminary rounds of the most illustrious martial arts tournament in the world. Unless you are a legit high-level professional fighter, which I highly doubt you are, you ain't taken either of these guys. Videl, not even close. Chi-Chi, she is absolutely wiping the floor with you. Oolong? Well, okay, he's not really a fighter to begin with, is he? But honestly, he might just turn into a rocket and fly out of your reach, so even if you do cheat, you're still not beating a Dragon Ball fighter. Sorry.
Well, that will be our videos for the day. Yeah, y'all know to come back next week for Super Saturday.